Hey. It's been a minute. It's been so long since I last recorded an actual video for this channel. But I've been going hella hard on my second channel, alright? That one's popping off so hard. So I haven't abandoned this channel. I've just been focusing on that one a lot. And it's doing very, very well. And over there, I'm doing a little series of cut and unused content on the Splatoon series of all 3 games. And I decided, why not do it for Xenoblade as well? Because I kind of feel bad for just kind of like abandoning this channel. So I actually want to like start making real content again. I also have a future redeem challenge run that I'm working on. I am very close to the end. I'm in the Black Mountains right now. So that one might take a while to come out since I still have all the Splatoon content to cover, as well as now the Xenoblade cut content, but that one should be coming relatively sometime soon. And I'm still working on that fucking Xenosaga 2 challenge run. God damn, is that one tough. But I have so many videos I need to make, and I will eventually get them all done, so just please be patient. If you want to see the Splatoon ones, head over there. Alright, links are in the description. Those channels or those videos are popping off like so hard. My second channel is already about to pass my main channel. Alright, it took me like a year and a half to get where I'm at with this channel, but I'm about to get there in just under a week. So it's just over a week. It's kind of insane. But as you can already tell, we're going to look over cut and unused content in Xenoblade 3, and I'm gonna just work in reverse chronological order. So start with 3, go to 2, 1, X, Xenosaga, Xenogears, maybe I'll get there. But to start with Xenoblade 3, we have some unused party members. Unused party member data exists for Yorin and Nimue. Both of these characters were never playable in the game. So, you son of a shitting bitch. I kept saying, but back before when the game even came out, when we saw her in the trailer and we knew about heroes, I kept saying how I wanted her to be a hero so bad. I wanted Nimue to be a hero so bad. At the time we didn't know her name, so I just called her Glass Hand Girl. But I kept going over how I wanted Glass Hand Girl to be a hero or party member. And it looked like she was going to be, and then she just never did. But her and Yorin actually have data in the game to be party members. I'm so mad we didn't get Nimue. Now this next one is kind of confusing. As you can see here, these are like 2 textures for Rex and Poppy's family photo. The movie file MV075600100 is the ending's pre-rendered cutscene showing Poppy and Rex's family photo. Files in the games that have textures for Poppy and Rex's photograph. However, there are no model data such as WinSMT or Wimdo for Poppy in the game's files. If Poppy's new textures are transferred from the game to her mesh from Xenoblade 2, the textures line up alongside UVs of the game. The Xenoblade 3 model is missing textures such as belt buckle color, and its normal map still exists. So I'm not really quite sure what we're supposed to be looking at here. Is this supposed to be like textures for Poppy? Because it kind of looks like the layout of a room a little bit, but I'm pretty sure these are Poppy textures. This is one of the smaller ones, but apparently there are several models that have many hero outfits applied to them, but with no textures. So maybe some of the heroes had different outfits early in development, or we had some heroes that got scrapped like Nimue and Yorin. I don't know. But this next one, bro, we have an unused Nia model. In Wave 4 DLC, there's an unused model, firstly being the face with no morph keys but has textures. The hair and body have only basic colors, textures. The game uses... I'm so mad she wasn't a playable character. Like, we already get her in the party as a hero at the end of Future Redeemed, but why didn't they just make her playable? I mean, I understand heroes aren't playable, but come on, you couldn't have done it for the last game of the series. We could have gotten playable now. We could have gotten playable now. And before anybody says, wait, this is not the last game in the series, obviously it's not, but you know what I mean. The most recent, the last big ending game of the Klaus saga. Y'all know what I mean. And we actually have some unused graphics in the game as well. We have some unused battle icon. There are 12 blank icons and 2 icons of a black silhouette of Noah that was used as a placeholder, most likely used for Yorin and Nimue. So yeah, Nimue was supposed to be a hero, and I'm so mad. I don't know what her weapon would have been. Maybe she would have been an attacker, either an attacker or healer. She kind of looks like she could do either. But considering Tyon's already a healer, I think she'd just be an attacker. But yeah, Nimue would have been so hard as a hero. She would have been so cool. I don't know what her powers would be. I don't even know, like, her hand and shit and that horn going out of her forehead. Is that glass? Or I don't know what that is. But she maybe could have used that and kind of was like an avatar, like a bender of whatever that is. And she could just like shoot ice shards and whatever out. It would have been so cool. Niall, or yes, also Niall, but Nimue would have been such a cool ass hero to have, and I'm so mad we didn't get her. And speaking of Yorin, we actually have an unused icon of his weapon here, along with an early version of Nia's. But looking at it more, the second one looks like it's a beta version of Nia's, but based on the placement, it's more likely to be an icon for Nimue, who's never seen with a weapon in the game and has a whole like Sophronia tree thing going on for her. So having the Sophronia blossoms would make sense. And you know, before I was talking about Yorin and Nimue, so it makes sense that this would be Nimue. So Nimue having like a Sophronia sword would be so cool, bro. I'm so mad Nimue wasn't a hero. I knew she was meant to be a hero, but then it just never came to fruition. But for whatever reason, these icons were removed from the sheet in a later version, replaced with blank space. So maybe they truly gave up on bringing them back as heroes. Next, we have some dummy chain order icons. 2 of them being for Noah. Again, a black silhouette of Noah is just like a dummy placeholder. I'm not sure what the text means, but this third one I know is going to make a lot of people happy. And we have Mwamba. Mwamba has a chain order icon. You know, everyone's always memeing about Mwamba, and he looks like he was actually going to be a party member for longer, maybe until we got chain attacks, because we don't get chain attacks until we reach the Aegis Wilderness. So maybe he was going to be a permanent party member throughout the game, but again, he was removed. And these 2 other silhouettes are probably for Yorin and Nimue as well. One thing to mention is that these 2 dummy files actually use Noah's model when he has Lucky 7 activated. As you can see on the arm, he has the like guard on instead of Noah's just actual normal model. So that's kind of interesting. Not sure why that's there. But we also have some incomplete colony icons you can see all on screen right now. The visual style is inconsistent, and 4 of them have no art, just replacements of their names. But there's not too much to talk about those, so you can just see those on screen right now. And then we also have some unused character icons, and this is where that classic Noah picture comes from, where he looks like he's going insane. This is where this is from. We have one for every character, and this is all what they look like. And for some reason, Noah, Mio, and Uni have like a second icon, but Tyon, Lance, and Senna do not. So here's all of these. Bro, Mio, of course, you know I gotta say something. Mio's looking beautiful in here. She looks great. And she's got some like blue ring in her hair for some reason. It kind of looks like Nia's crown, where she has like the blue lights on her crown. So I'm not really too sure why Mio has this here, but I also like Senna's art quite a bit. And Lance, he looks different, but he's kind of cool. I got Tyon right there, and then Noah's having a mental fucking breakdown. Next, we have some debug screenshots, which look pretty cool. They're all relatively the same as in base game, but with this one specifically, the Agnes lights are yellow instead of blue. So you can see Mio's twin rings, the lights surrounding them are blue instead of yellow. And you can actually kind of see a little bit on Tyon as well, that blue surrounding his arm. So that was pretty late change in development to kind of just differentiate Agnes with Kevis a lot more, because I'm sure they were just going to use blue lights for everything, but then they realized it'd be kind of hard to tell the difference between Agnes and Kevis sometimes, so they decided to just completely change the colors, which I like the colors now. The blue and yellow looks like a greenish yellow, but they contrast each other very well. Next we have a debug floor layout for the rest spot, because there are several models that have floor plans for various things to be happening at rest spots. And here, see on the left, it's a texture, and the right, we have the model. And we actually have a discussion thumbnail debug text. Camp discussion images have a lot of dead space outside what's even visible in game. And this one is of a book containing what's obviously debug text. So this could have been, maybe this was reworked into Mio's diary that we see at the end of each chapter, and she starts narrating. That could have been reworked, or this could have been reworked into that. That's a pretty cool idea. And here we have a dummy thumbnail for a cutscene. There's 20 copies of this, but you know, like previous games, this dummy image is used to pad out event theater entries, and there's 20 copies of this. And then we have, this is probably one of my favorites, we have a beta version of Ethel. All right, we got a beta texture or design of Ethel, and we actually have 21 of these, but we only have this one right now. And they're all concept art of Ethel. It's dated to June 21st, 2019. Okay, shit, that was like what, 3 years before the game came out? A bit less than a year before the previous game, Xenoblade DE, came out. So they were over here designing Ethel and everything before DE even dropped. Shit, okay, goddamn. Like I already knew they started working on Xenoblade 3 like as before Xenoblade 2 even dropped, but look at Ethel, bro. I like that outfit. And then, as we all know, that I covered a long time ago, and others as well, in the Wave 2 DLC update, a couple of icons for Masha was dropped, and we got to see her design pretty early. One of them being her full art, and she looks relatively the same. Nothing really changed. Her design was pretty much finalized by this point, but it was interesting that her data was in with Wave 2 for some reason, and we got to look at her full art, and everyone kept clowning on her design. I like her design a lot. All right, I know the hair looks stupid and a lot of people don't like the dress or the outfit, but I think Masha's design looks great. It's actually one of my favorite in the entire game of Xenoblade 3. And I always joked about how she looked like a crossover between Ringo from Soul Hackers and fucking Crossette. I mean, because she does. It's kind of funny. But next we actually have a test map. In version 2.0.0, a test map has been added with objects returning from Xenoblade DE along with new ones. So I can't really tell what any of this is. I guess we can see like an ether furnace there, but I'm not really sure what all the rest of this is. But yeah, the rest of it are just like a bunch of version differences and everything, but that's really about it. Xenoblade 3 didn't actually have too much unused content. Nowhere near as much as Splatoon 3 has, and even Splatoon 2. Goddamn, Splatoon 2 is gonna take so many videos to cover everything, and then that's not even everything, because I still found a shit ton more. Someone in my comments, you know, they enlightened me, they hooked me up with a hell of a lot more. We got a bunch of beta maps and a bunch of other shit, over 1,000 different like beta maps and whatever. It's insane. All right, so if y'all want to see that, go check that out over there. But yeah, that's really it for Xenoblade 3. There's really not a lot of unused content, so it really goes to show that Monolith takes the time to kind of like rework unused assets into the game somehow, and it's really cool. But yeah, that's really about it for this one. I'm going to be covering Xenoblade 2 next, and then Xenoblade 1, and then Saga and Gears if, you know, y'all are interested. But yeah, that's really about it for this one. So I'm not abandoning this channel. I'm just focusing on my second one, trying to build that one up for right now. But I will be trying to come back and be more consistent on this one. It's hard maintaining 2 channels, but I did it to myself, so I can't really complain. But yeah, that's really about it. So see you next mission and play some goddamn Xenoblade.